Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Tess Ryan, or Terry Ryan, as it says on my book. I'm here to talk about things that I learned in my book. I decided to do a series of little videos just talking about the things that I learned from my book. This is my little book of trauma. Well, actually, it's my little book of triumph as well, because going through this and writing this book taught me a lot of things. Going through the actual ordeal taught me a lot of things. On the back of this book, I have a little blog, and what I want to speak about today is one of the things that I've written here on the back. And it says, just because somebody dresses nicely doesn't mean to say that they are nice. And just because somebody says, "I love you," doesn't mean to say that they do. And that's basically what I want to talk about today, about words and titles and labels. I wrote this book, and recently somebody said to me, "Oh, you're an author." Well, yeah, I wrote a story. Everybody's got a story. Is everybody an author, really? Okay, what is an author really? It's a label, and us humans, we just really love labels. Many of us will go through years and years of schooling and university just to gain the label of like a PhD or something else, a doctor, a solicitor, and what does that gain really if you're not doing your job properly? You can read plenty of books, and plenty of books are quite awful actually. You can go to doctors that they don't know what they're talking about. So it really depends on actions. It's not words, it's not labels. And I found too, my husband, he used to say to me, "I love you," but then he'd drag me by the hair around the house, or he'd push me into a cupboard, or he'd put a knife up against my throat. And he was saying that "I love you." Well, we've all heard the expression, actions are louder than words, and this is so true. And the same goes for businesses. How many businesses do we know, like tradies, they'll say, "Okay, I'm going to come and fix your broken toilet. I'll be there at 10 o'clock on Tuesday." And you may take the day off so that you can let the tradie in. And then 10 o'clock Tuesday comes along, nothing. No call, you're waiting all day, nothing. And it's so important really for businesses to keep their word, because your word is your reputation. And us humans, we are constantly weighing up businesses, we're weighing up people, and we're weighing them up to know if we can believe them, if they are trustworthy, if they are honest. And quite often the thing is, if we can't believe a word, we will wipe them. We'll go and find somebody else. We'll find another plumber, somebody else that will keep their word. Or we'll find ourselves another boyfriend who will treat us right. And your word is quite important. So it is important to watch the things that you say. If you're not quite sure that you can do something at a certain time, you need to state that. Or if you know deep down you want to help, and a lot of people, it's human nature, we want to help, and we'll say, "Yes, we're going to do this," or "Yes, we're going to do that," and then later on you're thinking, "Oh dear, I shouldn't have booked myself up. I shouldn't have said that because I've got so many things to do." And instead of keeping your word, you just let it go, and you just don't bother about doing what you've said your word that you're going to do. So it's very important to watch your words. So be more careful about what you say. With the "I love you" business too, a lot of people like to hear that. Well, I came from a family where it wasn't spoken. Nobody ever said "I love you" in my family. We didn't express emotions in my family. So therefore, it it was very hard for me growing up to be able to express my emotions and to be able to say, I love you. And that had its good points and its bad points, I guess, because I did feel more sensitive about it. I'm not quite sure whether it affected my brothers and sisters that way, but it did affect me that way, and it was another reason I feel that perhaps I was more easily led into a relationship that was violent, because I was kind of desperate for love and desperate for acceptance. So, but in the other way, I wasn't insecure to the point where I needed to be told that somebody loved me. It wasn't important or essential, because, like as I say, as a child, I never heard it, so I was quite used to not hearing it. But your word really is important, and as I say, the labels and hearing it is not. And us as humans, we are constantly weighing things. We're weighing whether we can trust people, whether we can believe people, and if we can't, if they let us down so many times, as humans we wipe them. And like I say, your word is important. If you can give your word about something, it's important to try and stick to your word and fulfill your word. So that was just one topic that I learnt by going through domestic violence, and soon I'll be back to talk about another topic. But in the meantime, if anybody wants to buy my book, I Survived, just inbox me and I will send you the details of how to do that. I have got a website up and coming soon, and I will be including Amazon on that site once it's up and running, so anybody overseas, it's not going to cost an arm and a leg to have one of my little books posted to them. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening, and if you'd like to join on the channel, just put like and subscribe so you won't miss any of the topics. And thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a lovely Sunday. Bye.